Oh my gosh. Man, people really be out here letting one song ruin their whole special day? Like, look at everything around you. Look at yourself. Like, everything there looks so beautiful and like a literal fairy tale. Like, just chill on the song, you know? Who cares? Literally, I mean, maybe there's something I'm missing. Maybe it's like there's a reason it's so important, but it's like, just get him to play the song, you know what I mean? Be like, no, I'm gonna sit here, but I'm gonna be happy still. I just don't want her to be sad on her wedding day.
No, she didn't. She didn't do that. What? Yeah, that's a big no-no for me. That is like the biggest red flag. I'd be standing there at the altar and be like, oh my god, the like alarm bell is just going off in my brain, like, what the hell have I got myself into? Can I hug my ex-boyfriend one final time? Like, this day is not even remotely about that guy. Why do you even remember that guy? You know, it's like, why is that guy even here? Like, what is he doing here right now? Like, what? Holy.
I danced with two people at my wedding, the one I married and the one I wish I married. What the f? Then what are you doing there? That's messed up. That's messed up. First of all, it's messed up to get married to somebody when you want to be married to someone else, but also inviting that person to your wedding is also strange, right? In my personal opinion, it is a little strange. Also, remember when we used to do this? I never did it, but I always like looked at it, where you like anonymously submit your like big secret. This is hers. The bride kicked the groom's lifelong best friend out of the wedding party because he lived with his girlfriend and she wanted her entire wedding party to be pure. First of all, what does that mean? Because it doesn't seem very pure to kick out your soon-to-be husband's best friend because of your beliefs and the way that you want him to live his life. That seems like the opposite of pure. That seems quite rude, if you ask me. Also, that's a red flag for the person who's about to marry her, in my opinion.
Okay, so the bride stopped talking to me immediately after her wedding because I had a terrible cold the day of her wedding and had to go rest in my room halfway through setting up her wedding decorations, which we bridesmaids made without her help. Hold up, so like that was... Dude, get out of here. Literally get out of here. Like, I get it, you're the bride, it's your wedding day, but like, come on, your friend is sick right now, she's trying to get through this. I guarantee if this was like not your wedding, not something so serious, she wouldn't even be going. You know, it's like she'd probably be calling in sick to work right now, so like, just chill.
I shouldn't have come.
I feel like I'm like on the internet in 2010 looking at these, I don't know why. I dated two of my husband's best friends. They were both groomsmen in our wedding. No awkwardness at all. We grew up together. That's what happens in a small group of friends. I mean, that is true. That is true, and also like, yeah, but at some point I'd probably like explore outside of the friend group, but that's just me. I guess like that would be before I like found my husband, you know? Because then I'd be like, well, I love you and I don't want to explore outside of the friend group now. But after two, I'd be like, well, you know what they say, third time's the charm. I went to a wedding in which the father of the groom died of a massive heart attack. Well, the bride threw a fit and wouldn't let the groom leave with his father. Instead, she insisted that the wedding go on and not ruin her night. Girl, first of all, I have some bad news for you. That day of your anniversary is never gonna be your anniversary anymore. So you have to think about that. Somebody died, lady. You could get married 100 times over and whatever, who cares? The man died. What the heck? These entitled Karens really be out here thinking that their wedding is more important than somebody's dad's life? I would get a divorce. Because at that point, if it's the reception, I'm assuming you're probably already married at that point, so I would get a divorce immediately. An annulment, you can get annulled.
The bride was goth, so she insisted on having her wedding as close to Halloween as possible, which is fine, except that she expected all her bridesmaids to learn calligraphy and handwrite all her invitations. We even got hand cramps and burns on our fingers from having to seal them with hot wax. Dude, what is it about, like, it's just like they're your bridesmaids, they're not your freaking like workers right now, like you're not paying them, you know, like you don't have them under contract, like you've asked them to be your bridesmaids, they're there to help you and support you as you get married, but they're not here to do all your freaking chores and work for you and like learn freaking calligraphy. Honestly, if I ever get married and I have groomsmen and stuff like that, I'm always just like, take me to a football game, like let's get kind of drunk, that's it, like we're good. Ridiculous.
This guy found out that his bride was cheating on him, so what he did to her on their wedding day shocked everyone. And many people say that he took it way too far. Craig and Jennifer had been dating for many years ever since they met in university. Craig had also been friends with this guy named Smith ever since they were kids. When Craig and Jennifer got married, he introduced her to his childhood friend Smith, and all three of them became very close. However, Craig became suspicious that Jennifer was cheating on him because she was spending too much time with Smith. But he didn't say anything about it until their wedding day. During their wedding, Craig thanked everyone for coming and got on stage to make a speech. At the end of his speech, he asked the guests to remove the envelopes that were attached to the bottom of their chairs. Of course, all the guests thought that there would be a gift inside. But when they opened it, they saw a picture of Jennifer and Smith having sex. He then walked out and left Jennifer in tears.
Oh, dang. That's savage. Why would he subject everyone to have to see a photo of that? I guess he's like, if I gotta see it, so do you, folks. That's crazy. And like probably people like wouldn't believe him or be like, it's not that bad. So you gotta go with the shock factor. But at the wedding, I've always like wondered, because like it's so expensive to get married. So you go through with it just to not get married? Do you go on the honeymoon? I don't know. Got a lot of questions. A girl I went to high school with threw a fit and nearly called off her wedding because her florist couldn't find flowers that perfectly matched her lipstick. Wow, crazy. That's crazy. Imagine being like, oh, this thing that they make like in a lab? I mean, I can't believe you can't find anything that grows from the ground naturally that matches it. Like, this isn't paint. We're not at Home Depot. I bet the lipstick wasn't even good enough for that either. Do you think that anybody's gonna notice that? Oh, those flowers, they were close, but not quite a perfect match.
The bride kicked the groom's lifelong best friend out of the wedding party because he lived with his girlfriend and she wanted her entire wedding party to be pure. Wait a second, wait. The bride kicked the groom's lifelong best friend out of the wedding party because he lived with his girlfriend and she wanted her entire wedding party to be pure. Never mind that it was her third marriage and that the first two ended due to her own infidelity. Well, marriage number 3 ended the same way, but at least the groom and his friend worked past it and are still best friends. Yo, like, no. And frankly, like, you know what, I want to put this on the bride, and it obviously is. But if you're the groom, and she's doing that, and you're looking at her history and being like, hey, well, you cheated on him, you're kicking my best friend out of my wedding too, this is my wedding as well. No. Big red flags.
My oldest friend married his high school girlfriend the second time around. I was one of 4 groomsmen. In discussion later, we determined that 3 of us had slept with her over the years. Oh, see, everyone likes to keep it in the close friends circle. I don't know, man. I don't know. Like, I'm not judging, first of all. No judgments here. I'm intrigued. I want to know more. Is it ever weird? Does anybody get jealous? Does this cause problems? Just wondering. Bridezilla wants fiance to have matching eyes in wedding. Am I the asshole for asking my fiance with heterochromia to wear contact lenses for our wedding photos? Yeah, you are. Oh, they got the poop knife word. That's so funny. Yeah, you are 1,000,000% asshole for that. First of all, why do you care? Second of all, are you marrying this person? So you have no problem with their eyes then, obviously. Because first of all, who has a problem with eyes? With somebody else's eyes? Where do these Karens find the time? I really don't understand. I'm shocked at this.
She had a bachelorette party the same weekend as my birthday, but we weren't allowed to do anything for my birthday on the trip, not even mention it. Well, on my actual birthday, some of my friends got some balloons and a little cake from the hotel. They tried to keep keep it a secret, but bridezilla came into the room, saw everything, went completely silent, then walked out, pissed. Well, bridezilla, I will not be attending your wedding anymore. Why can't this not be a joint affair right now? It's like, oh yeah, also my birthday, like you're getting married. Hopefully that only happens once, you know? So it's like, yes, I understand, like this is the big thing that we're doing, but my birthday comes along once a year. Like, can we not get a few shots, celebrate, and have some cake while you're doing that? No.
A couple of years back, like these photos are killing me. Chris, do you get what I mean by like, I feel like I'm looking at like 2010 internet?
Kinda, yeah.
Where it's like this, like, I don't know, there's something about this style of these photos that I just feel like is, you know, a decade old. A couple of years back, I met my best friend's ex at a conference. We hooked up. My friend and she just announced they're getting married. I'm the best man. Ooh, that's what happens, but you knew it was your best friend's ex when you hooked up at the conference and you still did it. So, okay, did you tell them? Did you guys tell him that you did that? I got questions. Entitled Bridezilla cousin wants OP's wedding kit. Am I the asshole for not letting my cousin borrow my wedding dress? No. What? That's not. You're not the asshole. I'm like surprised. Usually I see ones that are the asshole, but no, I don't think that's asshole-ish at all. I'm so confused. I literally have nothing to say about this because I'm like, no, you're simply not. They can get their own wedding dress. That's really how it, borrow too. Not even pay for, borrow. My cousin's watching this right now.
It was 10 degrees Fahrenheit in February and the bride insisted on outdoor photos without coats because we can't hide the dresses. Even the photographer told her no and she pitched a fit. Years later, she still complains about her bridesmaids ruined her wedding. How does that, no, lady, like, it's just like, don't have your freaking wedding in February if you wanna, like, get all these nice pictures, you know, that's why people have their weddings in the summer, like, it's wedding season right now, you know, it's like, people like to have them at this time, because they don't want to have them in February, because they don't want to freeze off, so you know what, you did that to you.
Two of my friends got married. The groom cheated on his bride quite often, including the night before the wedding. Cool. An anonymous text was sent out and spilled the beans to the bride. A fight ensued, I would hope, but the wedding continued as planned. Also, the girl that did the bride's makeup for the wedding, well, that was the girl who had been sleeping with the groom. I've never witnessed a more awkward situation in my life. I can freaking imagine. First of all, if I found out that my husband-to-be cheated on me the night before the wedding, that wedding's not happening. I'm so sorry. Everyone can have their food in a takeout box or something, but we're not doing that. No. Get fucked, buddy. You had your chance. Second of all, no need for makeup now. I'm not getting married anymore, so go have fun. You guys want this wedding for you now? Well, now you owe me fucking 20 grand. People have more forgiveness than I do, though. People have more patience for things like that. No thanks. I'll cancel that whole damn wedding. Don't try me. My friend asked me to literally cut my hair for her wedding, saying that it was too long and would take too long to do. Is she doing it? Because if not, I really don't understand where that's coming from. Also, saying that it was too long and it would take too long to do, I don't think that's like a real thing. What if she just had shorter hair but like had a lot of hair? Would you be like, can you get that thinned out for me? Man, like what in the world? I just don't understand, especially when you're planning a wedding and then on top of all the other like regular day-to-day like life things you have to do, how you would find the time to be like, can you change your eyes and can you change your hair? And can you not live with your girlfriend? Like how on earth do you have time to focus on so many other things? I don't know, it's just so busy. It's just too busy.
The bride was blonde and all the bridesmaids were brunette except me. So the bride asked me to dye my hair brown for the wedding because she wanted to be the only blonde. Okay, I mean like, it's not as, I guess she asked, so it's not as ridiculous as like some of the other ones where they're demanding. It's still stupid and crazy. Like it's still like, I don't know why your brain would even go there. But like maybe if you were thinking like, oh, we could take such cool photos if like I'm the, no, you know what, actually no, it's just weird. I was trying to justify it, I'm just like, well, like that's just, you're thinking too much, lady.
I cheated on my husband on our wedding day and married the guy I cheated with 1 year later. So the first one went well, yeah? At some point, like when you re-invite everyone to another wedding to another person the next year after you cheated on your first husband, are they like, we're not getting you a gift this time? They're not going to the destination wedding, you know? They're not spending the money this time. They're like, we'll do it in the backyard. My best friend got mad at me that I was away at college while she was planning her wedding because she thought I should be there with her instead. Yeah, I mean, your best friend's wedding or an education. It really is these two things that everyone is faced with in their life. Which one do you do? Which one's the right path to take? If your friend is gonna get mad at you for being at college while she's trying to plan her wedding, then you need to find a new best friend at college, I think. That's just my opinion, but I think maybe we need to move on from that friendship because that's crazy.
The final straw for me was when the bride demanded to see the toast I'd written so she could edit it. She ended up rewriting it all together and I ended up skipping her wedding. Like I think I can understand it, like a toast just being like, hey, like just to tell you, I don't want to write this for you, but like my family, my grandparents are gonna be there, so like maybe leave that story out about like how we were doing that thing, which they wouldn't like, you know. I can understand something like that. But to go in, to edit it, to rewrite it, no. Like you're lucky I'm taking the time to even write this for you at all, you know?
You should be grateful.
On my wedding night, I slept with my husband's brother after we smoked pot. That's the reason. My husband still doesn't know a year later. I like that that was the reason that they gave. They were like, yeah, normally that's not what happens after that. And you're telling the internet and not your own husband. Like, at what point, like how do you live with the guilt? You know what I mean? I think that's why cheaters always like suspect that their partner is cheating when they're the one that's cheating. Cause like the guilt just would eat away at you. Right? I don't know. I think it would personally. At a wedding I went to, the bride replaced a bridesmaid of hers at the last minute because she dyed her hair a slightly lighter brown the night before. Apparently didn't match the dress, which was bright pink. I mean, you know, bright pink and all those matching colors it has. What in the world? Like what do you mean she dyed her hair and it didn't match the dress? That makes no sense. Can we talk about how bridesmaid dresses are always ugly? I don't know what it is. I mean, there has been nice ones. I will say that I have seen nice ones. But some of the time, I'm like, does the bride have a vendetta? Does she got something to prove? What's going on here?
My best friend left me out of her bridal party because I was overweight and her mother thought that would limit bridesmaids' dress choices and throw the wedding photos off. That's not your best friend anymore. Is what I gotta say about that. That's literally just not your best friend anymore. Like if that is your best friend, then that just doesn't happen, and it did happen, and I'm very sorry, and wow, they suck.
I slept with two guys on my wedding day, the one I married and the one see, what is with people in this? The one I married and the one I wish I did. Like, why are you getting married then? If you want to be married to someone else, don't get married. It's so expensive. You don't have to do it. Like, there's so many reasons. That's crazy. People are crazy. My cousin had a screaming hissy fit because none of her bridesmaids could afford to attend her dream bachelorette party in Vegas. We're on the East Coast. Yeah, I mean, that's really far away. I think it's pretty reasonable to not be able to afford a trip to Vegas. I don't know, it's not the cheapest place that exists in the entire world, first of all. And not everyone has money to just go on a trip at any given time, you know? Like, even if it was a weekend away, sometimes people don't have money for that, so I don't know, that just seems crazy. That just seems crazy. A screaming hissy fit? Like, being upset is like, whatever, you know, you're entitled to your feelings, whether they're valid or not. Well, they're always valid. Your feelings are always valid. Whatever, they're your feelings, you can't control them. But a screaming hissy fit is maybe taking it a little too far. You know what I mean? It's just a little cross the line, I would say. I cheated on my ex-wife before the wedding and the day of. There's nothing I regret more than not dumping her for one of the other girls. Jeez Louise. Oh my god. You see, this is why you don't go through with the wedding when you find out. Like, you know, it's bad timing for sure the day before the wedding, but you dodged a bullet. You know what I'm saying? Kind of. I mean, you did, because you didn't go through with the wedding, which is like, it's way harder. I mean, I guess you can get an annulment. I don't know what that's like, but it's way harder to get a divorce than it is to get married. So just saying, why even do it in the first place? Even if they're not cheating, fuck it. Just say no to marriage. That's the petition I'm starting. Say no to marriage. Last weekend, a bride strode into a gorgeous rented chapel 4 hours early while 30 people are praying in her super short makeup robe and freaked out because one table was not set up at that moment. She picked up a chair in front of everybody and threw it in a trash can. Yep, imagine. 4 hours early, and you pick up a chair and throw it in a trash can because a table's not set up? Well, what if that chair was gonna go at that table you want set up so bad, but now it can't because it's in the trash can? Jeez Louise. Also, how uncomfortable. While 30 people are praying? Oh my god, can I tell you guys this story? Okay, so I don't come from like a super religious family. Don't be upset about that. It just is what it is, okay? So we don't really say a grace before we eat. So it's something that sometimes I forget that other people do. So I was serving one day and I was running food and I 1,000,000%, me and a bunch of other servers, because it was like a large table, ran all this food over in the middle of their grace. And I've never been so uncomfortable in my life. I don't pray, but I respect other people's, their routines. That's what I'm trying to say. So I can't imagine having a hissy fit, like walking in while 30 people are praying. Like, I would be mortified. I would leave and come back tomorrow. I'd miss my own damn wedding.
My wife's best friend is a florist and she gifted her services to her friend's wedding. Well, afterward, the bride and her mom got pissy at her because she didn't give them an additional gift. Let's conveniently forget the $1,000 in floral products she gifted to the wedding. It's a rift that's never been healed. So hold up, they're not even paying? So my wife's best friend is a florist and she gifted her, so a friend's wedding, she gifted $1,000 of flowers and floral products. No, why? Like, why would you? I mean, like, that is such an incredible gesture, and then to get, dude, people are so entitled. How could you possibly be this entitled? If somebody literally was like, I'm just gonna give you $1,000 in flowers, I'd be like, oh my god, like, you are an angel with 2 halos. Like, I don't expect anything from you. I'd be getting them something. I'd literally be getting them something as a gift to thank them for that. Like, get out of here.
At a wedding rehearsal, I'm a groomsman wondering if I should tell the groom that his bride and I hooked up last night. Yes, you absolutely should. First of all, you shouldn't do that in the first place. But second of all, yes, you should. You totally should, and you'll probably lose a friend. But you did the right thing after you did the very, very, very wrong thing. I had a friend that threw a temper tantrum complete with screaming and What is it with people screaming? Like, I really have never seen an adult do this in front of my own eyes. Because her grandmother had the audacity to die a few hours before her wedding. I mean, that grandma and the audacity. She said it would throw off the seating arrangements because now there would be a big empty space. Oh my god, Karens are really worried about people's eyes, people's hair length, and the seating arrangements? Because now there's gonna be a big empty space because your grandma died? That's insane. I think that was just somebody's grief coming out in a different way, because that seems crazy.
I couldn't attend my friend's last-minute destination wedding because I had to travel to visit my dad, who was dying of cancer, to handle hospice arrangements. She was pissed and tried to guilt trip me because I couldn't afford both plane flights. That was the end of our friendship. Yeah, that would definitely be it for me as well. Like, this is just not a person who, like, this is not a nice person. It's like they have to be the center of attention at all times, and like, I get it, like, your wedding's very important, but 1, it was last minute, 2, it was destination, and 3, her dad is dying of cancer, and like, just literally priorities, like, just priorities. Wow.
Bridesmaid to a cheating bride. I was asked to be a bridesmaid one Saturday morning. That night, I know the bride cheated on the groom. Plot twist, she has flirted with this guy before, 1 year prior, but nothing physical happened, and she said she was over it. Plot twist 2, I am engaged to her brother. I feel shitty for not standing up for what I believe in, but I didn't want to cause a family rift. ... Suggestions? I also have an incriminating photo, but don't want to send it myself. It's like this forever like battle of like not wanting to get involved in other people's business, but like at the same time, like if this was me, I would want somebody to tell me because I would be upset to just be like kept in the dark and not know that this terrible thing was going on behind my back. But I do understand being on the other side and being like, listen, I don't want anything to do with this. I'm just trying to like, you know, like if I could anonymously submit this incriminating photo, you know? That would be like a perfect scenario. Well, I mean, maybe you can. Maybe we should do that. Maybe we should find a way. There's an app for that.